Checking. Checking. No. Let me know when you have Alan.
Alan on hold.
All right, we got no audio on here.
I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what it is.
I don't either. Couldn't tell you.
Who's bottom of the hour?
Bottom of the hour is going to be Andy from Attorneys on Retainer.
Oh, all right.
Checking.
I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what it is.
Yep, there it is. All right, we've got it.
Sweet.
Looks like it. Okay, very good.
Nick of time, 30 seconds.
Right in the nick of time.
Who's bottom of the hour?
All right, Mike.
This is Armed American Radio.
If they want to take my guns, they're going to have to bring a station wagon and a whole lot of friends, because I'm not giving them anything.
From the Car Firearms Group studio at the Patriot Mobile Communication Center on the Sig Sauer Platinum microphone. Proudly presented to you by the National Rifle Association. Here is your host of Armed American Radio, the loudest conservative voice in America fighting for your rights, Mark Walters.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Armed American Radio's Monster Cast begins right now here on the Car Firearms Group studios. Mark Walters in front of this powerful 6-hour microphone on hundreds of radio stations across the nation. It's great to be with you. It's an honor and a privilege always. And, of course, it's being brought to you every single day by the National Rifle Association. Greg in Dallas, Texas, how you doing, brother?
Not too bad. Here we are, Sunday Gun Day.
Working right up to the minute we go live, aren't we? Man,
yeah.
I tell you, it just never stops, especially when you're doing 12 straight days of radio. I want to thank, before I get started, KQAM.
13?
12. Well, Thursday I was off, so 12 straight. But, yeah, we sat in for Andy Hoosier. And KQAM Wichita, I want to thank you for letting me sit in with Andy Hoosier, on his national broadcast on Saturday. 2 hours went way too quick. We had phenomenal conversation. It was a great time. I got to tell you guys, Andy Hoosier is one of the top 2 or 3 up-and-coming best talk radio hosts in this country. He's that good. So if you get a chance, make sure to tune into his show, The Voice of Reason, every single day, 5 to 7 Eastern Time, 4 to 6 Central Time. You do not want to miss what he has to say. He is top-notch. Greg, and I think you'll agree with that.
Yeah, Andy's really good. Really good.
He's good stuff. Greg, if you, well, I'll tell you, Facebook, we're at facebook.com. Well, maybe we're not on Facebook right now. I don't know. We were working right up to the minute. I can tell you we're on X right now, and we're on YouTube Live right now. We should also probably be on Rumble. But that's it. Greg, you can tell people where to participate in the chat, and we will get cracking with Alan Gottlieb, founder of the Second Amendment Foundation. Got a really big show for you today.
Yeah, real quickly, if you're looking for him over on YouTube, it's going to be Armed American Radio with Mark Walters. On X, it's at AAR Mark. To join our live chat, download Telegram, create your profile, and search for Armed American Radio Conversations.
Yeah, and that'll bring you in the studio. Alan Gottlieb, founder of the Second Amendment Foundation. How you doing, my brother? Always fun to have you here, boss.
Doing well. Thank you, Mark. It's always good to be with you. It makes Sundays special.
Well, thank you very much for that. I do appreciate it. Alan, we have a lot to cover. Oh, good heavens. A lot to cover with you. And I guess I'm going to kind of just jump all over the board. Let's start with the Ninth Circus, because that was huge, huge news. Am I embellishing, or was it as big as I'm saying it?
No, it was big. The Second Amendment Foundation had a giant win on overturning California's one gun a month limitation purchases our lawsuit, which is great. And as appeals court ruling 3-0 unanimously, and even one of those judges was a Biden appointment. So we scored really big, and the governor of California took another loss. And this is really great. Now the question is, are they going to try and appeal it to the Ninth Circuit in Bonk, or appeal it to the Supreme Court, to SCOTUS, or are they just going to let it go? So we'll have to wait and see.
Do you want me to take a guess?
Okay, what's your guess?
Yeah, they're going to appeal it. They're going to go the whole distance with this, I do believe. How do you feel about it on appeal at the Ninth Circuit? You know, we've played these cards before, Alan, where we get a big victory in California, it's appealed, then an en banc panel wipes out the judge's ruling or nixes the stay, whatever the case may be, and then we don't see anything else about it. It's kind of like out of Washington when we hear, we're going to investigate this, and then we hear nothing again, ever. What do you think?
Well, what I think is this is interesting. Under normal circumstances, if there wasn't a Democratic judge ruling our way, I think the California would appeal it in Bonk, and they take the case. But one of the judges, being an Obama point, he makes this sort of like a nonpartisan ruling. And so now it's going to be interesting to see if the Ninth Circuit would take it if the state of California appeals it in Bonk. The other option for California is to go to the U.S. Supreme Court, where they do worse. So, in my opinion, they go in Bonk first, at least to install it and buy time. But I'm not 100% sure that the Ninth Circuit will take this case in Bonk.
So, in other words, we just don't know. We're going to have to let it play out, which is usually the case. Am I right?
Yeah, but it's another one of our major wins.
Right, of course.
And it's big and it's huge. And again, it knocks down another California gun control law. This is what happened with this case. Is it went to the district court, and the judge there gave us a preliminary injunction. We didn't even have a trial. He just said we're going to win, and froze the law. California then appealed that to the appeals court. You can go from that directly to the appeals court, and they lost unanimously. This is going to be very interesting. This is a great win, and I think it's going to start a snowball rolling for us in California.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. Let me take you across the country to Rhode Island. Rhode Island has recently passed an assault weapons ban. Of course, we've had the Fourth Circuit. We know what's going on in California. We know what's going on in Illinois. We know what's going on in New York. We know what's going on in New Jersey. We know what's going on in Washington. We know what's going on in Oregon. Across the country behind the blue wall, Bruin is being tested as never before with these gun bans. And ladies and gentlemen, I have to point out, if you don't think you're safe because Trump's in office, think again, because they're not stopping. And the Supreme Court, while we are confident they're going to take one of these cases, go back with us and hold our hands, right, Alan? Over the last 2 years on this Fourth Circuit case, they didn't. And as of right now, they haven't. And the left is continuing to push these bans, and now Rhode Island being the latest. At what point does this stop? Because we know we're going to win this if we get it to the court, and I already know the answer to the question. When we get it to the court, they take it, and we win it, right?
If they take it, we win it. And they've signaled they're going to take one. The question is just when, and which one will it be? To me, it really doesn't matter, because whatever one they take will impact all these so-called semi-automatic bans all across the country. So we're just going to keep fighting and keep pushing these cases up the ladder.
We don't have a choice, and I know people are frustrated about it. I've got a ton of emails on these cases. When is this going to end? When is this going to end? Why are they continuing to flaunt this? Alan, can you get in their heads? Why are they pushing this when they have to know the case is going to be taken and they're likely going to lose it? What point are they trying to make? Why are they wasting so many taxpayer dollars of their residents and fighting this? What's their backstory here? It's hard to get into their heads, but let's try.
The backstory is they want to prohibit gun ownership in America, period. And they're not going to stop. They're going to keep passing these laws. As long as they can get away with it, they're going to keep doing it. It shows how extreme they really are, and how much, I guess, hatred they have for the Supreme Court rulings in favor of gun rights. They pretended to just ignore them. It's going to keep going on like this, until eventually there are a couple more cases struck down at the U.S. Supreme Court. So we'll get there. And again, I always say, I'm frustrated too. It's taking too long. A right delayed is a right denied, and we should be getting due process justice immediately, and we're not. But we're going to get there, and I'm convinced of that.
Well, I feel you on that. And ladies and gentlemen, I want you to take stock with what you heard from Mr. Gottlieb, because I feel the same way. It's just the time here. And it begs other questions. As I'm listening to you, the question popped in my head. Do you believe we'll ever get to the Holy Grail and put an end to these people and their movements? I mean, clearly wiping out bans on what they refer to as assault weapons is going to be a huge major step, because, ladies and gentlemen, while we refer to and generally point to the AR-15, the AK-47, et cetera, Alan, how many assault weapons are on Washington State's list, for crying out loud? It's not just that gun.
Oh, yeah. No. Again, they want to ban every gun that's out there. They just know they can't do it all overnight, and so they keep pushing to get as many guns banned as they can. But we're looking at a couple different areas, so to speak, that we need court rulings on. We still don't have sensitive places totally locked down where they can't so-called make the whole country a sensitive place. We still have 18 to 21-year-olds not totally locked down either. We've got these one gun a month type cases with limit how many guns you can own, not totally locked down either. We've got certain carry laws still not locked down totally. We've got limitations on magazine capacity. So there's a bunch of different areas we're still playing with. And that's why we have over 55 federal lawsuits going on to the Second Amendment Foundation right now, because we've got to keep pushing through various different circuits. We've already created a lot of circuit splits. There's all kinds of reasons for the court to take these cases. That what we're up against more than anything is they can only take a few cases every year. And the bottom line is there's thousands of cases of people appeal to the U.S. Supreme Court. Their chances of getting accepted are less than 1/10%. So we just got to keep pushing. And we'll eventually get there. There's no doubt about it. The court has now signaled they want to take another gun case. The question is, this has been a very tough year because, again, on their special calendar, so to speak, lawsuits against the Trump administration, they're even more limited because they get all these last-minute, emergency cases going onto their court calendar, which messes up everything else. But we will get there. But again, the left in this country understands the more cases such as they bring, the more they try it at the Supreme Court, and the less rulings against the liberal socialists we're going to have in the country. And so they're stacking the deck as much as they can.
Yeah, and they're wasting a lot of money doing it, but they're doing that intentionally. And in the process, they're trying to bankrupt the firearms industry. Ladies and gentlemen, despite a 6-3 conservative majority on the court, the lower courts are still distorting precedents like Heller and Bruin to uphold their gun control laws. And as of right now, well, it's worked. We'll be right back. Don't go away. Alan Gottlieb next.